Most homes in Kampala, they rely on waste collection service providers to come and pick up their trash and take it out. So these guys had spent almost 2 weeks without picking it. Usually what she would do is Robert, who was a local neighbor, tell her to come and pick the trash and take it away. And deep down we knew that if Robert came and picked the trash, what happened next is picking this garbage and taking it and dumping it in the nearest water channels. So the idea was, how could I use my skill set in programming to address challenges that my aunt was facing, for example. So I teamed up with around 4 friends I met at campus, and we set out to change the narrative in waste management.
Using iOS mobile application, a person gets to subscribe to a package that's convenient for them. That means they don't have to just depend on one collector. We provide them with a number of collectors in their area that we subscribe through our system, and they can just choose depending on the ratings, because we allow them to rate these collectors. They can say, let me choose one that has 5 stars compared to the one that has 4 stars, and then they can choose the price they want. Maybe a person is collecting for 35,000 or 20,000 or 30, so they choose depending on their wallet. And then they can do this maybe at home, at work. So even when they miss a collection, maybe they're working overnight, or maybe they're working on a Saturday and this guy comes on a Saturday, or they're working on a Wednesday and this guy comes and they miss this collection, they can just use their mobile application and let us know that a collection was missed, and we can get a collector for them. And even when they had a party, they don't have to wait with this garbage or dispose it off to maybe water channels, because they know that we had a party on Saturday and this guy is coming again on a Wednesday. They can just use our mobile application to make what we call an on-demand collection, and we can come and get these services to them. All right, so to start with climate change, it said that when this garbage is taken and disposed of into landfills like Chitezi in Uganda, this garbage produces a lot of emissions, a lot of carbon emissions, which has obvious consequences in terms of carbon emissions and causing climate change. And what we're doing is that when we get this garbage, we're trying to initiate our clients into recycling programs using big data. So we have all this data, and we partner with recycling services around Kampala, people that recycle organic waste, plastic waste, glass waste. And when we get this garbage from these people, we try to give them incentives to get them to separate this waste. And when they do, we can get this waste to people that actually need to make something out of them, thereby creating a circular economy. Instead of taking this waste and putting it in a landfill like Chitezi, which is just going to be heated up by the sun and produce these carbon emissions. That is how we're tackling climate change. And when people climate change, and when people don't have their waste collected, oftenly when we did a survey in areas of Chisasi, people are like, when my waste isn't collected, let me say 2 weeks in a row, what I do is I get my son or somebody around, or myself, I walk and I just throw it in a water channel or near the streets. And this can bring out, this can cause like diseases, because actually like a few months back, we were doing a research where we found out that there were like an outbreak of cholera in one of the suburbs of Kampala called Kavoa, just because people were like disposing waste in a water channel, and this water was getting contaminated, and at the end of the channel people were using this water for something. So through your waste, people don't have an excuse of saying that I have to wait for these guys, so if they don't come, I'm going to dispose this off in a water channel. They can just use the application and the latest know, and we will get to them. So also trying to stop diseases that can be prevented, because there are some things that can be prevented using our mobile application. So that is how we're preventing diseases and trying to bring more livelihood and reduce the amount of outbreaks due to poor hygiene in Kampala. Employment. Your waste, first of all, as a company, as a startup, we're employing people. We're employing programmers, marketeers, we're employing human resource people like finance people, and also we're coming up with better mechanisms to help employ youths in the different villages, because we're trying to come up with a better system to help these collectors gather waste. But some of these people say that they can't get to these people because our roads are very poor when you go to mostly these slum areas. These trucks can't get into those very congested homes. So we're trying to see whether we can get youths that can actually walk home to home. When a person requests you, this youth can go to the home, pick the waste and bring it to a center, where a truck, which will be like a central point of collection for a truck. So in that way, we're going to be able to employ thousands of youths all over villages in Uganda. And also we're trying to, because these recycling services, most of them like usually fall out of business because they cannot get access to this waste, to this fresh organic waste, this fresh paper waste. But through an application like Your Waste, if we can be able to promise a steady supply of these recycling materials, that means even them can be able to employ more people to work on these farms.